Welcome to a new edition of the Neon Jazz interview series with jazz pianist, composer, and educator Donald Vega. We spoke with him on July 24, 2020, during the heat of the COVID-19 lockdown about quite a bit, like his latest 2020 CD, You Can See, the best of. He was trained classically in piano in his native Nicaragua. He emigrated to the United States around 14 and found a musical home at the Colburn School of Performing Arts, and that led to an opportunity to study with piano great Kenny Barron. He performs internationally as a pianist for world-renowned bassist Ron Carter's Golden Striker Trio. He has a great story. Enjoy.
Hey, thanks for taking a minute out for Neon Jazz today. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.
So let's start off here with You Can See, the very best of, your latest release. Talk to me a little bit about this album. And, I mean, as a best of, you know, how did you pick this compilation of the very finest that you put out?
You mean the latest?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I was signed by Resonance Records, which the president of the recording, that record label. His name is George Clavin, out of Los Angeles. He, I did 2 recordings with him, and I guess the last one, he actually suggested to do a tribute to Monty Alexander. And Monty Alexander is like one of my, all-time favorite pianists. I kind of like the idea because, it's kind of, usually we do tributes to people that are already no longer with us. And I just kind of like the idea to, do something for him just to let him know that he's alive, that we really appreciate his music. And so that was my last recording. And then George Clavin, they decided to put a recording of the best of all the albums, the 2 albums that I did with them. So he kind of just put it together.
Talk to me a little bit about how you've been dealing with COVID-19. You got an album that's out that's doing pretty well during this time, but you can't do anything live. Kind of talk to me about your thoughts about everything related to this COVID-19 world of no live jazz.
Oh yeah, well, I mean it's unbelievable. I guess, let me see. It was really hard to make that transition. I guess I was really busy before COVID. Before COVID, I was traveling a lot. I was teaching 3 universities. And I was recording and traveling a lot. And when this whole happened, it was kind of like, wow, I didn't realize how much I needed to just slow down, and also kind of like a spiritual kind of thing as well, because I have 2 kids. And when I was traveling, it was really hard to spend time with them. So what I would do is I would actually block like 2 months of the year in the summer. I will block 2 months so I could spend time with my family, because otherwise I was just on the go. I was so busy doing things. I mean, obviously, I'm still trying to figure out like, wow, like I mean, just the fact that I'm, we're not playing anymore. I'm not playing. In fact, tonight is gonna be the first time that I'm gonna be playing since since like the end of February. Tonight and tomorrow night I'm gonna be working at the Village Vanguard with Ron Carter Trio, and this is gonna be tonight is gonna be the first night that I'm gonna be playing. So I'm really excited, I think, it's really challenging, obviously, because it's just trying to get used to the new, whatever that means, the new normal now, that we're about to, to do. But I guess, like at the beginning, I was sad, that everything happened because I'm meant to be playing and I wasn't doing that. but at the same time, I was really, in terms of spiritually and being with my family, I was really like, wow, this is great, to be able to spend time with the family and be able to be with my kids, and so that was really good. So I had those mixed emotions, and then now with the, kind of trying to get used to it, everything, just teaching online. And, my kids, it's funny because we didn't let our kids be on technology. I got a 8-year-old and a 6-year-old. We didn't want them to be in technology. And then only in the weekend, they would, like, watch a show or something like that. So we went from there to, like, they got to be online, going to school,
Yeah.
So that was like, wow, great. And not only that, but I have to teach online while they're on online, and it was like, it was it was crazy. It was I think it was very stressful. Now we have a better routine, kind of getting used to, but it was really hard. It was really hard. But I mean, we adapt. So it's a lot better. And so where are you right now? Where are you?
I'm in Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. Yeah, and that New York was really bad when it came to COVID. It was the epicenter, and it was like, wow, it was unbelievable. It was like, yeah. So
it was.
I don't know how it is, the situation over there now, but.
Well, the case is rising, but we're all masked up now. We're
all good.
I mean, I haven't seen. There was a time there where you could choose whether or not you want to have a mask, but we've had a mandate now that says, without a doubt, no matter where you go, whether you're wherever it is, you've got to put a mask on. So everybody's gotten pretty serious about it. I would say, we did have some spiking there maybe a week or two ago, probably within a couple of weeks ago. I would think now with everything the way it is, the way people are masked up, I think that our cases are going to probably start going down, but it won't be reflected probably for another week or two.
Right.
But, well, speaking of, getting over things and just beginnings and all of that, you're from Nicaragua. Talk to me a little bit about your childhood and how, music became your life.
Oh, yeah. Well, I grew up in a musical family. So I have my grandfather was a composer, and he played just about all the instruments, the wind instrument, and also he played piano and all the percussion instruments. And he taught all his kids how to play an instrument. And so my mom, he had 8 kids, and my mom was the last one. And they all play more than 5 instruments, but they didn't dedicate themselves to music. They did different things. Only my uncle was a musician, like committed, to the music. And so I grew up listening to music. So at 3 years old, I started playing by ear. And then my grandfather started teaching me as well, like how to read music and stuff like that. Like around maybe, I want to say, my parents, they say like around 6, 7. So I studied with the classics, just studying classical music. And but at that time, I listened a lot to the popular music like salsa, Latin jazz and stuff like that throughout. And my uncle had a really good recordings, that I just would listen. So in a way, I always think about oh man, perhaps I can study another subject, do something like, psychology or something like that, because like I didn't have a choice. Like that's when I I grew up listening to music. I started playing the piano, and I really loved the piano. So that's all I knew. What to do. And I've been playing since then.
Was it a dream to come to the United States? What was it like to come over here?
Oh yeah, well, because of the political climate that was going on in Nicaragua, I had to get out because otherwise I would have to join the military. And what was going on was a lot of once you were 15 years old and up, they will actually like, let's say if you were on the bus, with let's say with your dad and mom, they will stop the bus and they will take your dad away and you will never see him. And if you were 15 years old, then it will take your dad and you, and then you will never see them because you will have to go and get trained. And then it was kind of rough like that. But anyway, so that was the thing that I had to get out in order to avoid that. So they gave me a visa to go to Mexico, and so I was able to do that. But then to come to the U.S., I had to cross the border. So I crossed the border with my godmother came with me. I mean, I came with her, and at that time there was people like they called the coyote, right? That would kind of, they knew the way to cross the border, and I came with them, and actually my mother was already in Los Angeles when that happened. She came to Los Angeles first, and then I came with my godmother, and that's how I met her in Los Angeles. But it was kind of it was an amazing experience because they didn't tell me that much. Like, I didn't understand. I was 12. Oh no, I was 13 or 14, and I didn't really understand what I was going through. All I knew, I had to run.
Yeah.
When they said, "Okay, you gotta run," then I ran, and there were helicopters, and there were lots of people, and obviously now it's probably a little different, a lot more dangerous than before, but yeah, so that was kind of my experience, just crossing the border, and then later I just to cut everything short, I actually turned myself in, because I realized that was illegal to do, and so anyways.
Well, you've had quite a career, and you've done so much over your career. What do you like the best about being a musician?
I mean, I've been really blessed. I mean, I think just having, I feel that it is a gift, just having music, and also being able to share music with people is beautiful, and I think the best part is is being able to share that, and I think it's like, especially right now with the pandemic and everything, like music is not gonna go away, because the music is what people, they need, especially when you're not feeling well, or when you're happy, or when something like this happens. You want comfort in music, or and music is a powerful thing, and to be able to be a part of it, to be an instrument, and because someone asked me, like, "Hey, do you believe in God?" And I said, "Yes, I do." I don't know what God is, but I think of it because when I was little, I was able to create things that probably because I was studying classical music, but then I would improvise, and that's something that nobody taught me how to do. It's just something that it's natural for all of us that we improvise, and I would always say like, where's that come from? Where's that come from? Why was I able to do this instead of this, and why am I doing it a different way every time? And then that's how that must be God. That must be God.
Yeah,
so,
without a doubt.
Yeah, so anyway, so that I think that's the best part, to be able to share. And I teach my kids piano, and I see them how happy they are, and how important it is when they like my son, he loves math, and how that transfer, because we do piano, and in music you have everything. You got art, you got the math, you got patterns, you find patterns, you have everything. So it's really good.
We're going to get through COVID-19. You clearly have a show, and then we are going to get to a point where it's going to be more regular. We don't know when, but it's going to happen. What do you hope both the musician and the audience realizes about this time away from live music?
Well, number one, for those who have been affected, my heart goes, to them and their families, because it's a hard time. And for the musicians to hang in there, and to just take it as a break, just a small pause. I mean, it's probably, hopefully, we'll get in a year or two, maybe we'll get a vaccine, perhaps, or we will, get out of this, and to just pause and take this time to really spend time with their families, or really do the things that they always wanted to do, but they were not able to do because they were in a hurry, because they had to do, they had to go to work right away. And especially, how New York is. It's like on the go. and now to just take some time and take care of oneself, whatever that is, so that will be my wish for them,
Everyone has a perception of you, or the version of who they think you are, your family, your friends, and your fans, but you're the one that's living your life. Who do you think you are?
Good question. I mean, I think I am, I'm someone that, that stays positive no matter what. I've gone through a lot in life, and I think that, I believe in God, and I think there's a greater purpose. I know for me, I think that, this is a good time for me to grow spiritually, and I make the most out of whatever it is, and I feel really positive that, things are gonna, get better, and I'm gonna grow. I'm someone that loves to grow spiritually, or anything. I love that. That's just a natural part of life.
Beautiful, man. Hey, Donald, thank you for taking some time out for Neon Jazz.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thanks for listening and tuning into another Neon Jazz interview, where we give you a bit of insight into the finest cats in L.A., New York City, Kansas City, and spots all over the world, giving fans all that jazz. And thanks to Donald for his time, class, and legacy. If you want to hear more interviews, go to Famous Interviews with Joe Domino in the iTunes Store. Visit Neon Jazz at youtube.com, and for everything Neon Jazz all the time, go to the neonjazz.blogspot.com. Until next time, enjoy the jazz, my friends.
Neon Jazz.